Okay, is this day one of Take What You Want vlog? I think it is, even though I'm still in the midst of edits on Starting Line. Today is Saturday, May 11th, but I am officially, I'm kind of counting today as like my first day of Take What You Want starting point, because I kind of got my calendar figured out and I'm starting to work on my outline. So basically my goal for this book, my initial timeline off the bat here, is I am hoping for a November release, mid-November. November 18th is kind of my like tentative date right now. That means I want to have a first draft done by the end of August, and then that gives me like September to kind of get my own edits done, whatever, and then hopefully edit it in October with my editor, and then have a few weeks for like arcs and such going into November. So that could change as things go on, either moving it forward or backwards depending on how the process is going, but I'm feeling good about getting the first draft done by August 31st because I haven't started writing the story yet, but here's the thing, I have scenes already for it, and I just feel like this one is going to flow. I have a good feeling about this book. Out of all of the couples in Whisper Me Nothings, back when this whole entire idea of this series came to me years ago, Jane and Nikolai were always the couple that I was most excited to write. I've been waiting for it to be their turn. They have been the most talkative to me, even back in book one. They like were demanding attention and I had to keep being like, y'all need to shut up because it's not time for you yet. And then obviously I still had to take my hand and I was like, it's still not time for you. But I'm so excited for these two. So I already have, like I said, I have a scene that I actually wrote back in, I think it was 2020, that is in my notes app that I got typed up and on here. I'm telling you, like, this scene came to me years and years ago. But anyways, it's time to start working on their outline. So that's what I'm kind of doing today. I'm gonna stop soon because it's almost game time. Hopefully when this video goes up. Rangers Stanley Cup winners. I already have tons of like notes. It's more just putting them in order, kind of figuring out the thread that like puts all the beads together. And there are still certain parts that I'm not quite sure how I want the story to go. So at this point now, I'm kind of just letting myself sit with them. I've been listening to their playlists and I've just been trying to like kind of be in their headspace, you know, like when I'm showering, when I'm going for walks, when I like kind of have that creative time just to myself, just to like think and kind of let them chat. So then if I have this done by the end of the month, then in June that actually works out well because June 2nd I'm sending Starting Line off to my editor. So then I would have like probably the first at least like 2 weeks of June to just like fully dedicate to starting this, and then I'll have to be like jumping back and forth, and that's why I'm giving myself through August, because I will be spending most of June doing edits for Starting Line. Feeling good about this one. I'm really excited for this book. I am nervous because I feel like, you know, how many people care about book 3 in a series, I don't know, but like it's important to me and like I want to write this book, so that's what I'm just trying to remind myself of, and just to have fun with this book. Out of all the books that I've written so far, being 3 of them, this is the one that I just want to allow myself to have fun. These two are fun characters. They have a lot of layers to them. They have a lot of history to them, but they have been, because I've been most anticipating them, I just want to enjoy this time with them. So as always, I'll bring you guys along on the vlog process. Okay, so it's Sunday, May 18th, and I was feeling like so good, or not Sunday, it's Saturday. I was feeling like so good this morning. I was having so much fun working on this outline. I think I just need to be done for the night. I am stressed. Not stressed, I'm just overwhelmed, I think, honestly. I think because this is a story that like specifically over every other story that I have in my head, this is the one that I have had in my head the most vibrantly for the longest. And I feel like I have so many pieces and I have such a picture of this story that, and I have so many notes for it. Like, I really don't think I'm going to need much to like fill in. I think I've literally like plotted this book little by little, but like completely out of order for years. But now trying to organize it is so overwhelming right now. I cannot piece it together. And it's not that like the pieces don't fit, it's just that I have so much that I just don't know what the best order is to put it in. I don't really know like the pace of how I want present to go of like their relationship, and then also finding out like when I need to include flashbacks, you know, when is too much, when is not enough. And I know that it will sort itself out, but it's just one of these times where I'm just feeling like extremely doubtful of just like my own abilities to be able to do this story justice. And I feel like I had that same thing with Starting Line, where again, I was like, this story is like good and like it's a solid story, and I just wanted to do it justice so badly. And that's how I feel with these two, especially because they've been the two that I've been looking most forward to writing. I just want it to be everything that I picture for these two. I'm thinking this one might be a thick one. I feel like I say that at the start of every book. I said that at the start of Take My Hand. I said that at the start of Starting Line, that I thought those were both gonna be longer. And granted, Starting Line is not done yet. Like, I'm still editing that book, so it could, I mean, it is a little longer. I think it's like right now currently sitting about like at 110,000 words. And I think Take My Hand ended up being about 105. So like, who knows? I feel like that kind of tends to be what my books end up being, but I do actually think that this one is going to be longer. My brain can't turn off. Like, every time I walk away, like I even went outside for a walk, and just as I was walking, like my brain couldn't turn off from this. And when I was trying to read earlier, my brain couldn't turn off. So I don't know, but I know I do need some space from it for right now. It's just a lot, and it's very like isolating, right? Like, writing is just a very like isolating thing. I think I have a fucking book here. Okay, this feels so good. I feel like I finally hit that point. I'm not completely done with my outline yet. It is Friday, May 31st, and this was like the deadline when I wanted to have my outline done, because then I want to be able to start the book tomorrow, even though I do already have, I think I actually just have one scene written so far for it, but I do want to get started writing on it officially tomorrow on June 1st, so I wanted to have the outline done. But it finally just feel like it just, all these puzzle pieces came into place. I was getting very overwhelmed over like the past 2 weeks, just trying to figure out how everything is going to fit together, how things are going to fall together. You know, it's also kind of tricky because I'm doing like flashbacks and present day. Like, I need you guys to care about Jane and Nikolai as a couple in present day because of them as a couple from like years ago. Even though I'm not doing like chronological timeline or anything like that, like I still need you guys to care. And I've been struggling with that and like balancing that, but I finally just feel like everything's falling into place. I feel like I've just figured out the last big, like where the last big puzzle piece of this book fits in. And I'm really excited about it. I think this is amazing. I can't even express how excited I am to start writing this book tomorrow. Like, I might even, no, I'm not going to start it tonight. It's only 6:30, but like, I'm kind of already ready for bed. It all came together. It always does come together. It's just for a while, it can feel really overwhelming. But then when all these pieces start fitting together, oh, there is like no better feeling than that, truly. Like, I feel like I don't even know how to express it unless if you felt it, but I can't wait. Okay, so it's still the same day as the time when I took the last clip that you probably just saw in here, so it's still Friday, May 31st. I am now done with my outline. Yay me. It is, how many pages is it? It's 20 pages, but that's okay because I actually have like a lot of info in here. However, I will say, so this is part of the process that like I feel like people ask about a lot. Like, do I outline or am I a plotter or a pantser? And like, a plotter is someone obviously who plots things out, and a pantser is someone who just flies by the seat of their pants, just writes kind of as they go. And I am very much a plotter. Obviously, I have this long outline. However, I will say, I am into like the 80-ish% mark of this book in my outline, probably like from the last 80 to 100% to like the epilogue. I know what the epilogue is, but there are some parts in there that I don't have filled in. I have the major events that still need to kind of like happen and take place, but it's some of the filler that I am just leaving blank right now. I don't know, like, it's hard when I'm making the outline because sometimes I include too much that I realize I don't actually need. Sometimes I realize like that I'm missing things, and that's when I can fill in the gaps, and that's what I'm going to leave right now. I have 2 gaps kind of like sandwiching some other things towards the end of the book here that I just don't really know what I'm going to fill with, if I'm going to fill anything with it or if it needs it at that point. But I'm going to go ahead and leave that, and starting tomorrow morning, I'm going to go ahead and just get started writing, because nothing that I'm going to include at the end there is going to affect me that I'm writing back at the beginning of the book. Then that gives me a little bit of room to play by the end that I get there, or it gives me the freedom to be like, you know what, I don't need that, and turns out I have enough in this story already, and whatever. I'm mostly including this so that way, in case if you are thinking of writing a book and you're outlining and you like have gaps and you're like, well, I can't even get started until I have these filled in, you can get started having gaps in there, because they will come. Things will come to you as you're writing. Things will pop up that you never even kind of realized you wanted to include in the story. Or you might realize, hey, you've already covered all this stuff earlier on, and at this point you're just reiterating it, and like you can kind of wrap the book up. So we'll see when I get to the end here how's it going. And it just is a good feeling to have this outline done. Like, yes, obviously I would have loved to have even like that last bit completed, but this is good enough for me. And those other bits will come as we go. I've been feeling like very good about this book so far, but obviously gotta do the good and the bad. So today is Friday, June 7th. It's the afternoon, and basically my entire day has just been filled with not great vibes, quite frankly. I woke up this morning to a message for Starting Line, which you might be like, why are you talking about Starting Line in this vlog? This is Take What You Want, but it kind of feeds over. And I was really excited to get feedback on Starting Line, and it straight up was not good. And that's just kind of like taken the wind out of my sails a little bit, because the alpha feedback was really good on Starting Line. I actually felt really good about it. I felt like my writing had grown. It sucks. And now trying to, like, this is my time now to work on Take What You Want. And I've been standing at my computer here for probably the last like half an hour, and I can't write. Like, I don't know. I don't even know now where to start with this next chapter. Like, I just don't really know how to do this right now. Like, I'm obviously not going to stop, and like I'm locked in for this book. I don't really feel like writing this afternoon. Which, like, I know I should, because I didn't write yesterday, and I don't want to not write 2 days in a row, but also I don't know. Just kind of one of those days where it's kind of like, what are you doing? Super fun update for you. Okay, so I gotta keep doing my makeup while I do this update because I am running late, but it is Sunday, June, is it like the 9th or something? It's only a few days after I made my last clip for this video, where I basically was like, I've spent this entire weekend in a really bad mood, quite frankly. Yeah, just really second guessing myself. I haven't written all weekend except for this morning, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But otherwise, I literally just took this weekend to just kind of sit in a bad headspace, which, yeah, that might be bad, but I'm one of those people that if I don't allow myself to just sit in it and feel it, then it's only gonna like get worse. Like, I need to just kind of like feel that. I did that. I took yesterday to literally do nothing. And now today the sun is shining, and I was like, you know what? You need to get back onto writing Jane and Nikolai. Like, you just need to get back on it. You need to get back with it. And so I did that. Now I'm getting ready because I'm going to a winery with my mom, which is actually a good thing for me. I was trying not to have plans today. I actually canceled other plans. But then she wanted to do this, which was my Mother's Day gift to her. And honestly, it's kind of like a good thing, because I do feel like I just need to get out of the house for just a little bit and not just sit here kind of like I did yesterday and just wallow. I got back into Jane and Nikolai this morning, and I wanted to cry writing the part that I was writing. I was writing a flashback of them, and it just kind of reminded me of being like, you have stories. Like, you have these stories that you want to tell. You have a reason that you're like writing these. Like, you've already written, I've technically written 3 books already, and like they all at the end of the day, they're all for me. And this book especially, like, this is the one that I have been most looking forward to. I feel like I'm kind of back on track today. You know, I needed to kind of sit with the negativity a little bit, and I've already been making like steps to not have this happen again. Keep on pushing on. Starting Line's gonna get done, obviously, so it'll still be out there, and by the time that this video is going up, it will be out there. Take What You Want is gonna get done still. Like, I'm not gonna stop. Like, I'm not gonna allow myself to get in my own way. I don't know, like, just being back with writing them today, I was like, oh, I love these two, and it was just kind of like, yep. You know, I couldn't force it yesterday. I couldn't force it Friday to write, but then this morning it felt really good. And actually I could have kept going if I did not. All of a sudden I looked at the clock and I'm like, oh my God, my hair is also a mess because I haven't washed it since Thursday, and I didn't put any dry shampoo in it because I had a hat on yesterday. And now I'm regretting that because now I have places to be and it's disgusting. So I don't have any more time to make this check-in. I just wanted to mostly make it to just show that it's like, you can sit and like feeling like shit for a while, but like eventually you have to get back to it. And that's what I did this morning. So it is Sunday, June 16th, and I just finished writing a chapter that I feel like I've been working on for days, but that's because I didn't write yesterday or Friday. The days just completely got away from me. Whatever. I'm not going to beat myself up about it, but I'm officially at 20,336 words, which honestly, I feel like this has flown by. Where normally with every other book that I've written, I feel like I'm always like checking my word count like every single day and just being like, oh my gosh, how am I like still, lower? Where with this one, I don't know, I'm just enjoying it once again. And I feel like I've gone back and forth mostly because of my stress right now with starting line and just the insane doubt that process has given me, that it feels good right now and like today, just writing in this chapter and just like really enjoying myself and enjoying this process with this book. And especially more than anything, I'm just really trying to remind myself that it's like, this is the one that I've been looking forward to writing for years. And like, I don't want anything to take that away from me. I'm on chapter 8. I'm just getting started. It's also kind of fun writing like the flashback chapters a little bit. That is a little tricky because obviously where Jane and Nikolai are in the past is very different than where they are in the future. I've only written 2 past chapters. I'm not doing it like dual timeline of where it's like alternating past and present because like I don't personally love that. And truthfully, most of Jane and Nikolai's story is like it's for their present. I don't really feel the need to focus on their past a lot. But obviously I need to give the foundation of where they were and like that at one point, they were together and then they aren't, and now they're finding their way back to each other. But that's been even fun writing like the flashbacks and stuff because it's something that obviously I've never, like none of these characters that I've written so far have known each other for the span of time that Nikolai and Jane have, which is really fun. Like TJ and Caleb, they met during their book. Same with Walker and Scar. Hayden and Carter obviously met during the first book, but then like by the second book rolls around, like they've still not really like known each other for that long. So it's a lot of like that learning ground where these two like, they just know so much about each other, but also like there's so many years in between that they don't know about each other. And that's really fun. And it makes me excited then for book 4 because again, it's going to be that they know each other or that they, they have history, which I won't say anything more. I am literally going to be keeping a tight lid on Reed's book, like on anything to do with the heroine of that book. Okay, we are looking quite rough, but it is a Sunday. So like, that's my excuse. Okay. It's not like we're looking good on Sundays. All right, I'm doing laundry, getting picked up, whatever. But it is July. Is it the 7th or is it the 8th? Let's see. It is the 7th today, and I am sitting down to get some writing done because I barely have written lately. Quite honestly, the last week I had planned to get a lot of writing done because it was the 4th of July week and I took off of work. So I only worked Monday and a half day on Tuesday. And then I had, like the rest of that day and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then like Saturday, Sunday, like I had so many days that I was like, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to get so much writing done, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know what? I just kind of let myself enjoy a holiday week a little bit. And I honestly have been feeling like really guilty about that. But I feel like this morning I just had to be like, you can't take any of it back. You can't go back and write. Like you can't undo the break that you took. And also I've been editing my starting line vlog and it's like I pushed myself insanely to finish that first draft. And it's like I'm not even close to my deadline yet. Okay, like I still have all of August. So I was trying to just give myself some grace. Like it's a holiday week and I just feel like that's something that indie authors, I don't feel like many people maybe realize like the toll that it is, especially when you're working like a full-time job as well. And it's a lot. And I'm totally aware that I don't have like other responsibilities. Like I don't have kids, I don't have that responsibility, but I still have like a lot like going on, and it's a lot to then write on top of that all the time. And also like it was a holiday week, okay? Like I didn't have any plans, like my family was all out of town. Like I was hanging out, I feel like I never give myself time off from writing or working, because even then, like, right when I'm not writing, I'm still like working on the ARC form and ARC sign up for starting line. Obviously now when this video will go up, that's like way past, but it's like there's never a full day off of like working. And so if I just want to take a little bit of time, enjoy. And also I was kind of feeling guilty then even about hanging out with a person, because I was like, it's like a distraction. And it's like, no, that's me living my actual life. Okay, like, yes, writing, I love it. These books are very important to me. But at the same time, like, I need to also have some balance in my life as well. Anyways, we're back in to Take What You Want today. What are we at word count wise? We are at 27,999 words. You know, the most important thing is that you just always come back to it. So I'm still feeling good about my deadline. So it is Thursday, July 11th. And I think it just kind of hit me today that like July is almost halfway over and I just hit 30,000 words today, which like, that is not the kind of progress that I want to be at right now. And I almost had like a moment earlier of like panic. And then I immediately started beating myself up about it, because especially in June, I had excuses for why I wasn't writing certain days, because I was working on edits on starting line and like getting that done. But in July so far, I quite honestly have slacked on my writing quite a bit. I just have not been as motivated to write, I think because I'm just kind of like enjoying my real life right now a little bit, where a lot of times like my writing is my like reprieve from my everyday life, and like where that's like where it's like the most fun for me. Maybe right now I've been having a little bit too much life and not enough work balance, but I'm gonna get back on track with that. I don't know, I'm just trying to be like nicer to myself, because when I have written both all three, Take You Down, Take My Hand, and Starting Line, I didn't really have any like personal life distractions like this, you know? Where like I was moving, I was doing other things, whatever, but this is the first time where it's actually like someone else, but it's like, but I'm enjoying spending time with them. And it's like, if that's taking away, if that means like a day that I don't write, then you know what, that's okay with me. Yeah, we'll see though. I gotta buckle down though. I gotta get a little bit more serious, because I don't want August to be a hell month like April was earlier this year. So I gotta get it together a little bit more than I have been. Okay, so it is Saturday, July 20th, and I'm reaching a point where I feel like I need to adjust the timeline of this book. Like, I've kind of been feeling that way. I'd say almost like the entire month of July, but really now that we're towards the end, and I am still only at how many words am I even at right now? 37,875. Like, that's not bad. That's a good chunk into this book, but knowing that it's at least probably going to be 100,000, and just thinking of how much I have to do yet, and I'm not there. And I think there's like a few factors to my progress with this book and why it's been slower. I think one, it's over the summer and I'm just trying to like enjoy my summer a little bit. Like, I'm having fun with friends. Once again, I don't know by the time that this video goes up, but you know, I've been like distracted with someone and I've just been enjoying spending time with him when I can, like on the weekends. And I'm just like enjoying my life more. Like, yes, obviously I love writing, but like during the week I'm busy with work, and normally I use my weekends to do a lot of work. However, now I've just been like enjoying my weekends and spending them with people, and like I'm enjoying that quite frankly right now. I think another part of it is mentally, I've never doubted myself more just in general with writing period right now than I think I ever have. I think even more than when I was writing Take You Down. If you've watched the Starting Line vlog, like that editing, like that process in the last like month or two with that book, I've never felt so bad about my writing, about my abilities, doubting everything. Just like I truly just felt like I just got like beaten down basically, and now I just like I don't really know how to pick myself back up out of that, and that's definitely like affected now every single thing that I'm writing in Take What You Want. I'm like second guessing myself on it all. And so like that's hard. And then also too, just like the pace that I've been going at, I don't know. I'm so excited about this book, but I don't want to rush it just for the sake of like meeting a deadline, which like in reality, if I push this book back by a few weeks even, that's okay. Like, cause right now I'm currently thinking I need to have my first draft done by August 31st, which is the end of next month. And I'm nowhere close to that, as I said. And then my deadline for my editor to turn it in is September 21st. So that only gives me 3 weeks then, which already was going to be a tight turnaround to give it to my like alpha and beta readers, let them read it, give me feedback, me incorporate it and get it into a good spot to go off to my editor. Like, and then I also have a wedding in September, work, like and like I said, I've just kind of been enjoying my life this summer and like, I don't know, and just mentally, I'm just so, I can't get over this like doubt that's been put into my head just about my writing and me doing this in general. And I think I've been thinking that I'm like kind of past it and I'm just not in all reality. Like I can't get past it. And that's really slowing my progress down. So I don't know. I think if by the end of July, I'm going to check in with like my word count, mostly myself. And then if I have to push this book back, then I have to push it back. And like, that means I've never had to push back a deadline before with like editing before, but I mean, I'm going to have to figure it out because I thought that I was doing my best writing. That was also when I was like, I didn't have anything else going on in my life, where now I feel like I actually have like things in my life that I'm excited about, and my writing feels like it's suffering for it. Like that's kind of messed up. Of course it slips the second I hit record. That's just kind of how the day is. So it is Monday, July 22nd right now. And honestly, I don't really have any take what you want updates. More frankly, I just want to update because today is Starting Line's release, which is my sports romance. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just my weird place that I'm at with this book. I think my head is just messy. Like there's just a lot going on like right now in my life that just like my head just kind of feels like a mess. And I would almost think that like each release day should get easier almost with each book, but honestly it feels like it's gotten harder. It's only making me doubt Take What You Want even more, and like I have been so stuck in this scene, and I know honestly I just need to like bookmark it and keep it moving because I've literally been stuck on this scene for like 3 days now. But it's just, I don't know, I'm just severely starting to doubt, quite frankly, like if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And like, that's really scary to admit. I don't know. Really should wait until later because I have a volleyball game tonight. So I will at least like pull myself together a little bit more, but I'm just going to do this check-in now because I don't want to wait like an hour until I get ready because it's going to be a short and sweet check-in, honestly. Today is Thursday, August 1st, and I tried picking up Take What You Want to like even just read through and get my bearings in it again, because now it's been so long since I've written. I think it's been almost like 2 weeks since I've written in it. I don't think this story is getting done. I don't think so right now, quite frankly. I'm reading back what I have, and I don't feel good about just anything in general. Like it's not even necessarily the story. Like I still like the story, I still like the characters. It's me, like truly the entire process, like ending process of Starting Line just like completely like shredded all of my confidence in myself, quite frankly. And I just have none of it to spare right now. And I can't get past that when I'm trying to write. Everything I'm writing, I'm second guessing. Every choice that I'm making, I'm second guessing. I can't even like read through my old words just because they just feel so inadequate. Trying to even think about writing more, like writing new stuff, I can't get past all of the just kind of like hatred that I have towards myself and my capability, quite frankly. I just don't see myself finishing this book. As of today, like I genuinely, when I say this, I don't think this book is going to get done, at least not now. or any time. I don't really know. And I don't even know about like writing in general. Like I don't even want to pick anything up. I don't even have that desire to write right now because I just feel like, what's the point? Like I'm not like, I don't feel like writing. I don't know. Right now I just kind of feel like done. I kind of feel like starting line was actually like my finish line, quite frankly. And like I'm laughing, but like I'm not laughing on the inside. I also feel like I have nothing left inside of me right now. It has certainly been a long time since I've made a check-in for this vlog. It is Tuesday, August 27th. In the month of August, I couldn't even tell you how many days I wrote. Like barely any. As I probably said in previous check-ins, I have been really struggling with writing, so much so that I have officially pushed back my deadline for my editor. I was supposed to have Take What You Want turned into her on September 21st. That was not fun to have to do that. I have never had to push a deadline before with writing, but mentally I have never struggled more with writing and just wondering what I'm doing, why I'm bothering. Just because everyone can write and that I can write, does that mean that I should do it? I don't know. And I don't think I'm going to have that answer maybe ever. But with that said, I have stopped Take What You Want, at least in the meantime. I've basically taken this month off besides trying to write here and there and struggling my way through chapters, and it's been horrible, quite frankly. So I kind of decided I was just giving myself the rest of August as a break, and my deadline is pushed indefinitely, so I don't really have a timeline for this book now at this point, and I'm just trying to be okay with that and be nice to myself about it, because I push myself and I pride myself on getting things done on time, and this is just not going to be one of those times. I don't know when this book will be released at this point. I would have hope that it could still be released this year, but honestly, I don't know. But at the same time, then I already have a deadline locked in for my next book, which so then how much farther can I push Take What You Want before then that affects the next project that I'm working on next year? So, it's just kind of like a domino effect, and I just need to kind of get past it. And I will say that today, and the only reason why I'm even making a check-in, I don't even actually know if I ever made a check-in when I pushed my deadline, but the reason I'm making one today is because I did get the mock-up of the cover for it, and it did kind of reinvigorate me a little bit, because I already even though the blurb, I don't have the blurb yet for it, and I guess the cover model on the front photo that I sent over doesn't work or something, or she can't have, my cover designer doesn't have access to it or whatever, so I have to find a new one, so the front is even kind of bare bones. But just seeing the concept of it, I'm just I want this book to come together so badly, because truly since the inception of this series, this was the book I was excited about to write. I mean, Hayden and Carter I always felt very connected in with, and I think I'll always say that they will always kind of be they have a really special place in my heart. But truly it has been Jane and Nikolai that I have been the most looking forward to writing their book. And I started out so strong with it. And then the editing process of starting line just completely eviscerated every single ounce of confidence that I have in myself and in my ability to write. And it affected, I feel the joy I had around that book and the release around that book. It has affected my writing for this book. It completely sucked out all the joy that I had when I first started writing this book. And it's just sucked away all of my confidence. And I don't know how to get that back. And that's kind of what I've been struggling with the most right now. I want to be writing. I don't know what to do with myself having free time in the evenings. Even right now, I should be writing, I should be working, even though I work today, but it's I don't know what to do when I have free time, because I'm never not doing something. Even I have my hobbies, whatever, that I'll do instead, and it's not I'm sitting around bored, but it is kind of I don't feel like my creative energy is being expelled the way that I need to, and the way that I know that I need to do that. I like haven't been able to do that. So I don't know. I really, I really don't know where this book is going to go, you know, what things look like in the future for this project, for upcoming projects, but seeing the cover at least was exciting. It's just frustrating. It's really frustrating. I'm frustrated with myself at the end of the day, and I'm just like disappointed in myself. I don't know. Hopefully the next time I check in, we're in a better place with this book and mentally than I am right now, quite frankly. That's, I guess, all I can kind of hope for. Okay, so I just reworked my outline a little bit. Oh, it's September 11th today. And I just reworked my outline and kind of did a skim of everything that I have written so far in my draft, just trying to prepare for fully diving back into things. I will say there is still part of my outline towards the end where like I don't necessarily know how things completely wrap up, but I had left that open-ended knowing that obviously as I'm writing, I can kind of see what needs to be accomplished, or if I accomplish things before that point that don't need to be done anymore or like reiterated, then, you know, the book can be shorter, or if I need something more, then I kind of left that space, whatever. So that's still open. But otherwise, I looked through my outline and I'm still feeling like pretty good about it. It is different just because I now feel like I do have a little bit of like fresher eyes looking at it because I've had this break stepping away from it. So I do wonder, like, I do think that I might tweak it a little bit more, or more so like build some more things in, like smaller things here and there, but at least for the most part, I still feel like I'm in a decent spot with the outline. I did realize one of the scenes that I've already written, I want to like bump down and bump something else forward. So that's what I'm going to start with writing tomorrow. So that way I can get that like back in, or I can get started back in linear order and such. But I think I'm just so overwhelmed. Like it almost feels like I'm writing a book for the first time again. Like I'm just overwhelmed by the amount of like work that I have ahead of me, which I don't feel like I've felt this way since I wrote Take You Down, where it almost just seems like impossible to fathom that I can like actually write the, not just like from a skill set, but just like the amount of work and time and effort. It's just seeming like it looks like Mount Everest to me right now, which like it shouldn't, but it feels that way. And I think it's just because like I'm out of the groove, I'm out of the loop with it. I really have no choice at this point. Like I need to just kind of like, I've taken enough of a break. I need to just kind of kick myself in the ass and get back going again. I still want to have this book out this year. And if I want to do that, I gotta get fucking moving on it. I can't keep pushing this one off that much longer, because then I don't want to get to the point where my deadline next year already for my next book gets affected, because I'm already locked into a deadline, I think in like the end of March for that book. So like I need to have this one done. Try not to think about all, like looking at my outline of seeing just like how long it is and how much I still have to go, and just focus scene by scene, day by day. Peep the new couch behind me. She's beautiful. She's also like an L shape. I love her. Anyways, it is Thursday, September 19th, and I wanted to update because I'm finally back into it. Oh, also don't mind my pimple patch. I literally have a wedding that I'm traveling to tomorrow, and I'm like, why now? But at least it's like kind of on my jawline, so you like can maybe kind of not see it. I don't know. Anyways, I'm finally back in it. I wrote a lot yesterday, actually, and I was really excited about what I wrote yesterday because I ended up writing a different flashback and putting it farther up in the book, and then I actually took out part of a flashback that is kind of like how they broke up, and I included that way earlier on, I think, so that way like people could see that obviously like this is like the reason that they broke up kind of thing. But then when I was thinking about it, I'm like, that doesn't really make sense, because then I'm going back to other flashbacks where they're like still together. So I ended up taking that out, and I've now added in like where I'm going to put that back into my outline like as I keep going. And then now what I'm really trying to get done before I have to leave tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be not writing for a few days while I'm traveling, is Nikolai's like pop-up show, which I have pieces of. I am almost done with a chapter from Jane's POV of watching the performance, so I want to get that done today. And then I have these are where they're currently at. Then chapter 16, I want to do Nikolai's POV, and I already have like parts of the dialogue written of that. And then again, then we jump into a flashback. And then I already have part of Jane's chapter written that comes after that. So at least I have like pieces of these scenes. I would like to at least just get the performance chapter done from Jane's POV and then get at least up to the dialogue part of Nikolai's POV written today. But I'm feeling really good. I'm at least like feeling excited about being back in it. I mean, at this point, like, I just got to get these words done. I just got to get the story done. I kind of like got to get over it. And I feel like I'm feeling better about it. I mean, am I looking forward to maybe this process? No, just because of how starting line was and how that just kind of like demoralized me. But, you know, I mean, it's necessary. So it's got to get done. My new kind of, I'm not like putting a ton of pressure on myself, but my new kind of deadline is I would like to have this draft done by November 3rd because I'm going on a cruise. And if I have this done by when I go on, then I have a week to just enjoy the cruise. I'd probably take it with me on my like Kindle, do my first read through on there. Then when I come back from vacation, then hopefully, you know, be able to send it off. Like my editor right now, she was just kind of like, let me know whenever you're ready to work on it. So I'm kind of hoping that I can be, you know, like when I'm done with it, that she will be able to like get me in basically. But that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. And then I'm thinking I'm not going to do arcs for this one just because, hi Aria, she heard me talking and climbed out of her little tent. I'm thinking I'm not going to do arcs because if I can stick to that timeline of having this draft done by November, and then hopefully my editor would be able to do it like in November or December or like early December, I just want to be able to have this book out this year. And honestly, it's the third book in a series because honestly, like I don't want to drag it out much later than it's already going to be. I still need to write the blurb. I hate writing blurbs. They actually make me want to die. So I'm putting that off. I'm thinking I'll probably do that next week. I'm feeling better. Okay, so today is September 23rd. It's a Monday and I have the day off because I just got back from one of my friend's weddings over the weekend that I was in Florida. So I obviously took some time off of writing. And now I'm back in it today because planes are great places for brainstorming. And I actually had an idea for a flashback chapter to include like way at the beginning of the book. So it's going to be between chapters 2 and 3, actually. I didn't originally have a flashback until a few chapters later, but then I'm like, you know what? I think we need a smaller one from Nikolai's POV earlier. And I think this is really going to fit. I think this is going to be a really good choice to have this in here. So anyways, there's that. I did just want to make a note of this because, so yes, today is September 23rd. My original deadline was for this book was September 21st, which was 2 days ago. And clearly I'm not done. Clearly not even close. Which obviously I knew that. I've said before I had to push back my deadline. Surprisingly, like I don't feel down on myself about that. I think, you know, I clearly needed the time away from it. I needed the time to kind of basically have a breakdown, to kind of get back to it and be excited. And I'm really excited about what I'm writing. Deadlines are great. And normally I will always meet them. But in this case, like it couldn't happen. And you know what? I can't beat myself up about it anymore because I can't do anything about, like I missed it. I can't do anything about it at this point. So the only thing that I can do now is try to like get this book done in a timely manner. And that's what I'm doing. And also I just had a random thought. I was just randomly thinking my characters, because obviously there is a scene in here where Jane is watching the Olympics and she's watching Caleb and like makes a comment about him. And obviously like if you've read Starting Line, then you'll like make that connection. If you haven't, it's fine. But I just like to think that all of my books exist in the same world because they're all contemporary romances. And it just got me thinking like, if any other characters would be with any other characters that I've created. Because fun fact, originally Jane and Reed were supposed to be together for a very short period of time. I thought they were going to be together back in the initial brainstorming of this series back in like however many years ago I first got the idea of this. Like I think I literally have it in a journal written somewhere that like Jane and Reed were originally going to be together, and they would never have worked clearly together. But it just got me thinking that I can't picture any of the other Whispering Nothings characters with any of the other Whispering Nothings characters. Like it just doesn't work. So then I was like, could I picture TJ with anyone else from Starting Line? Which now if you've read Starting Line, like you'll kind of get this, and if you haven't, then you know you probably don't care about this. But I was like, I can't really picture TJ with any of the other whisper me nothings guy. Like, I feel like Caleb is kind of her, like, one and only dude. Because I feel like Walker, like, she's not mean enough for him. Like, he needs, like, he likes a little bit of the mean. He likes a little bit of the grumpy. And that's just, like, not TJ. Hayden is way too freaky for her, quite frankly. He's a little too, like, alternative, I think, for her. Like, she just would not like him. Nikolai, I mean, he's maybe, like, the closest. I think they'd be, like, friends. I think she would like his energy. And Reed, she would just be, like, annoyed with. She'd be, like, literally get over your issues. Like, I don't know. Because at least, like, Caleb, like, she thought he was an asshole, but, like, Reed actually is an asshole. So, like, they wouldn't get along. But then I was thinking, I was like, okay, could Caleb be with any of the women? And again, Scar would chew him to pieces. Like, she would not vibe with him. Carter, she's not into the athletic type, you know? She's not into that. I can't say anything about Reed's heroine, but I know for certain that she would not either. But then I was kind of thinking about Jane. And now it's kind of in my own head that, like, if back during Caleb's party days, pre-TJ, like after his second Olympics when he's just living life, going to the clubs, popping champagne, what have you, if he went out in Boston and Jane was not with her ex, maybe this was after her breakup with her ex, before she's back with Nikolai for her second chance, I like to think if they are at a club one night, they're hooking up. And you know what? And they're departing as friends because they both know that they just want the same thing. They want the same thing from each other. They're two hot individuals. They're both out at a club. They're having a good time. They meet, they hit it off, they go back, they hook up, and then they part ways on great terms. That is how I like to think that would go. So anyways, yeah, that's just my own fun little note. I might end up cutting this all out because it's kind of like not relevant, but it's just my own fun little kind of like musing. Okay, oh, my chair was very squeaky there. Okay, so it is Thursday, October 3rd. And I don't know the last time that I've updated this vlog. What am I at word count wise? I'm at 51,766. So I'm officially probably over the halfway point at this point. Pretty much every single one of my drafts ends up being right around 100,000 words. And I always think that the last half of a book writes way faster than the first half of a book. So I'm finally feeling good. Well, not finally. I have been feeling good the past like couple of weeks and I'm back in the groove, feeling good about things. And so I just talked with my editor. So we set a new deadline. So this is kind of my new timeline for myself. I want to have this first draft done Saturday, November 2nd, because that is the day before I go on a cruise. I am going on a cruise with some of my friends, so I will be gone for a whole week. So I'm thinking if I can have this first draft done by then, I can go on my cruise, enjoy myself, come back, and then that gives me a week to read it myself. And hopefully during that week, then I can send it off to my like alpha beta readers. They can read it. Then that gives me a week and a half to work in those edits on November 21st. That is my new deadline. So then I'm hoping, you know, we can get that polished up. And then I'm not going to do arcs at this point with this book anymore. So I'm thinking then I can have it out early December. So, because I kind of just want to have it out as soon as I possibly can. So kind of the second that it's done, I'm going to have it out, which I'm excited for. I finally feel like I can like see the end with this book, even though like granted I still have so much to go. Like I still have this entire last half of this book, but I finally feel like good about it and it's going to come together. It's going to get done. This book is going to be done. It's going to be published and I'm going to be proud of myself. That is my update. The natural hair is out for tonight because I showered. It's late. I need to go to bed because I have an early morning tomorrow morning for work. But it is Wednesday, October 23rd. And I got to call it a night on writing. I'm at 75,945 words. So I'm feeling really good about that. And also, if there was any question, which I would love to know. I don't know what it is. I'd have to like go back and look in the other books. I just finished writing Nikolai and Jane's first, you know, full on scene. Granted, there is one earlier in the book. It was them like in the past, like when they were together originally when they were 18, not 27-year-old them. So this was their first time, like, you know, as adults. And I have to think that this then would technically be my slowest burn. No, this is about like then my other books have normally been around like 100,000 words. So this is around like the 75% mark, which is like crazy. But actually, I think this book's going to end up being longer. All this time I've been thinking like 100,000, which granted, I always think that. And then when I get towards then it doesn't end up being as long as I think. I think Take My Hand ended up being my longest book, but then it ended up getting cut down. And I think that and Starting Line are pretty comparable. I think Take My Hand ended up being around like 112. I'm thinking that this one might end up being around that because we still have like a lot of book left, but also like we really are like getting down to it. I don't know. I feel like I'm at the point in the book where I'm like, I really want to stop and like go back and reread and like read it from the beginning just to like get my bearings of where we're at in the story again. But like, I don't have time for that. I can't do that because then I'll get bogged down in like editing that before I'm even done with it. Like I just have to continue to push through. I kind of reached the point now where I'm like, have I done enough? Because now they're working it out. They're getting themselves together. And like, am I to the right spot for that? Have I done the work that I need to do to get to this point? Like, that's kind of the point that I'm at. I hit that with every book. And it's kind of like where you just got to trust the work that you've done before, which like is really hard right now because you guys know how much I've struggled with like just trusting in all of my like instinct and ability with this book. I just got to trust it and keep on moving forward. So I have 10 days to finish this book. And I have an insane schedule over the next 10 days. But in 11 days, I leave for my trip. I'm going on a trip. And I want to have this book done by the time I go on my trip. So that way I can send it to my Kindle and I can read it while I'm away on my trip and like do my first read through and then come back because my editing deadline is November 21st. So, but I'm gone through November 9th. So basically November 10th is the first day back. So then I only have 11 days when I'm back from my vacation. It's fine. It's fine. I did end up taking PTO the Thursday and Friday, like Halloween day and November 1st, leading up to my trip because I have insane work schedule, like work-wise, that next week that it's like I know I'm going to be fried. And I have like work dinners, of course, those nights too. So it's like I'm not gonna have like barely any time, which is why I'm stressed. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Actually, I found that I liked writing on my phone. I started writing on my phone tonight when I was watching Survivor. I was like, the idea of having to like get my laptop out, and which I mean, like I have it here now, because like it was literally sitting next to me, but I was like, I just feel like writing on Google Docs from my phone, and I did, and I kind of like loved that, and I'm like, okay, maybe if that's kind of like a new format, I want to jump in and pepper in now and then, whatever. I don't know. I just wonder, like, will I ever reach a point where I can figure out balance in the final days of finishing a book? Because I feel like I have been a shit friend over the past like 2-3 weeks. I feel like, well, and also too, like my life has like I'm going back into the office now, so like my life has just like changed a little bit from then when I was working at home and like just felt like I had more time to like even just be throwing in a load of laundry, doing dishes, that kind of stuff. Like I don't feel like I have enough time for my family, for like people in my life, even like then when I'm around said people, I feel like my brain is mush and I'm like I can't even, I just feel like I'm in that fog right now where like only half of my brain is able to be in like present conversations and the other half of my brain is like constantly living with Jane and Nikolai right now. I don't think writing the end is going to feel as good as it ever has. Like, did that just make sense? This is what I'm saying. My brain is mush. I literally couldn't think of the word pout earlier. I was like, I'm not trying to think of frown. What am I trying to think of? And it took me an embarrassing long time to think of pout. I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay, I guess I could update on my break. I could still be productive. Oh, okay. It is Halloween. It is Thursday, October 31st. And I have to get this book done by Saturday night. And I still have 4.5 pages of outline left, which doesn't sound like a lot. I can do this. I can fucking do this, okay? I'm very motivated right now. I started this morning at 89,536 words. And so I sat down to write about like 9:30. I'm on PTO, by the way. I took PTO these last 2 days before I go on vacation, and that's why this book needs to be done. And I'm currently at 92,946 words. So I wrote like almost 3,000 words just in an hour and a half. And now I'm taking a quick break. I'm on PTO today, on PTO tomorrow, and then I have Saturday, and then I'm leaving for Chicago at like 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. So like I need to have this book done Saturday night. I'm so close. I can taste it. I'm so close. I'm feeling really motivated. I literally have nothing else to do these next few days except for pack, get this book done, and like clean my apartment a little bit. But honestly, my apartment is like my deadline apartment right now. It's gross. It's not clean. And it just is what it is right now. And that's just how like deadline apartment goes. We're closing in It's 11 o'clock right now. I gave myself like a 15-minute break. I'm feeling good about this book. I'm having fun. And I'm really at the point where I just have to trust that I've laid the groundwork earlier on in the book, that I'm where I need to be with these characters, with it feeling natural. Like, you just have to kind of trust that you've done what you did. I'm gonna write now probably for like another hour, break for lunch, come back to it. And yeah, I will probably update like maybe at the end of today of how much I got done. In the next few updates, I should be done with this book. Let's go. Let's go. So it is still Halloween. It is still Thursday, October 31st, but it is almost 9 o'clock. I have a friend coming over, so I think I'm probably going to be done for the night. Although, here's the thing. I am like so close to finishing this chapter of Jane's, so I might finish this. Like, I'll try to get still as much done before they get here, but then also maybe finish some after he leaves. So that way tomorrow I can start fresh on a new chapter. But as of right now, my current word count is at 98,385 words, which, if I'm remembering correctly, at the beginning of the day, I was at like 89,500 words. So I have almost wrote 10,000 words today, which is awesome. Love that. I feel really great. I feel really great about the work that I did today. I'm still very stressed about getting everything done, but I feel like really good about what I accomplished. And it just made me think, like, granted, not every single day would be like this, but about how much, if I could like write full time, granted, I'm nowhere near in the financial position to be able to do so, but I'm just saying, if I like literally didn't have like a full-time job and could just write full time, think of how many books I could publish a year. Like, that's incredible. No wonder people can pump out books like every 3 months, some of them. So anyways, yeah, I'm feeling really, really happy about what I've done today. And I'll check back in tomorrow. If I write any more, I probably won't make another check-in tonight, because if I do, it'll be probably like very, very late by the time I'd be writing anymore. But I will check in tomorrow to update on my progress. But we are getting there, people. We are getting there. Friday, November 1st. And I typically cry at least once with every one of these books. And I feel like I'm probably heading into more emotional territory with these two. I could be wrong. I don't think I've cried yet writing this book. In a scene that I was not expecting to get me all emotional that I'm writing right now. It's currently in the current draft, subject to change, but it's chapter 34. And it's a conversation between Nikolai and his driver, Henrik, who, like, I love these like sort of pseudo father figures for the band. Like, Arun especially is one of my favorite side characters. I love him. No, I have no plans for him to get a book. I know people have asked that before. No plans to give him a book. He's not like talking to me like that. But I just love like this group of guys who like moved out to a new city so young, so naive, and just like wanted to chase their dreams, and then like had some of these like good people and a sea of people who like want to take advantage of them, just like care about them so much. And like, I just love Henrik. I love his driver. He's just such a sweet, sweet man. Anyways, we're back at it again this morning. It's currently 10:01. I got a little bit of a later start than I wanted to this morning because I did not sleep well. I barely slept, honestly, last night. So yeah, that's going to be a fun day. We are once again just going to be riding on caffeine and adrenaline, and I think just kind of like general anxiety right now. So yeah, that's fun. My stomach's going to love all of that. Anyways, I ended the day yesterday with I think in my last check-in. That's what I ended with. And now I'm officially at 99,000 words. So we're almost to 100. We're almost to 100. This is going to be, I think the final draft that I turned into my editor before like editing and cut it down a little bit was Take My Hand, and that was 112,000 words. So that was my longest book so far, but then it obviously got cut down. I think it ended up being like around like 105. So I'm thinking this one, I'm thinking it might come in again around like 110,000. And this is before my edits, so that'll probably go up a little bit. I'm not even pausing my music. I'm just going to talk over it because it is Saturday, November 2nd. It's 8:27. We have 4 chapters and an epilogue to get done. My goal is to be done by 4 p.m. today. We are finally in the home stretch of this book. I can't believe it. I forgot to check in earlier. Okay, can you stand? Let's move you over here. See if that works. The lighting's still bad, whatever. I don't care at this point, but I am done. I'm done. Oh my good God. I fucking hate vlogging because I can never stand this stupid phone up. Anyways, the book's done. Well, it's not done. It is far from done. The first draft is officially done. So it is Saturday, November 2nd. I needed to have this draft done before I leave for vacation, literally in the middle of the night tonight. I did it. I finished it probably around I actually finished probably around an hour and a half ago, but then I just wanted to rot on the couch. It was kind of like all of the adrenaline that I think I've been kind of running on the last few days just kind of left my body the moment I typed the end, and I was just exhausted. And I just kind of rotted on the couch for a little bit, but now I'm up because my to-do list is far from done now of things I need to do before I leave on my trip, but I have the book done. It is sent to, actually I should confirm that it got sent to my Kindle. There it is. There she is. Take what you want. Yeah, so I have that on here. Next step now is my big read through. It's off with my alpha / beta readers right now. And I'm really excited to hear their feedback once I'm back from vacation. And yeah, so this first read through that I do, I probably won't be doing any check-ins for this vlog, at least while I'm on vacation. But my first big read through, I normally just look for the big stuff. I don't try to correct any writing or sentences that feel weird, word repetition, grammar, anything like that. This first read through I mostly do for characters, storyline, pacing, kind of the bigger things, and then I'll incorporate my own feedback that I have, and then also the feedback from my beta readers, and then we'll do one more read through of more nitpicky things, more grammar, word choice, that kind of thing, before it goes off to my editor on November 21st. So I still need to write the fucking blurb. I was gonna try to do that so I could send that off to my cover designer before I left, but honestly I can't do that. I can't even think about that. But the first draft is done. The feeling of writing the end on this book after what a roller coaster I've went on with this book and just with myself and my abilities and everything that's kind of transpired over recent months and that you've seen so far in this vlog, his true, I don't think it's really hit me yet. I don't feel I don't know. I guess I didn't feel as emotional as I thought I might. I think it was just more so such a relief. I love these two and I'm really looking forward to reading their book back. First draft is officially done. Thank God we did it. Now, I would be yay, it's time to it will be time to celebrate starting tomorrow when I'm on vacation. But today I still have to pack, I still have to clean. I got a lot of shit to do. So actually I should cut this check-in off and I will probably see you back in a few weeks after, or probably a week from now when I finish my first read through. Long time no check-in on this vlog. Probably, I don't even know if I've checked in since I've been back from vacation. It is Tuesday, November 12th, and I got my first round of beta reader feedback. I still haven't even finished my own read through on this yet. Yes, I'm kind of stressed because it's the 12th and I have to turn it on the 21st. It's fine. But honestly, I'm so happy with the feedback that I got because a lot of the things that I kind of already had in the back of my head before I even had finished my own read through, was pointed out and confirmed. So I'm okay, good. That tells me that, I'm on the same page, she's on the same page, whatever. Good with that. Really, really excited about that. And yeah, I'm just glad that, especially with this person it's a new beta that I had asked, and they have read the previous books, and I wanted someone who loved the first two books and, as a reader had expectations as a reader of what this third book would be. I want someone who is invested in the series, who cares about the series, cares about these characters, and had expectations to read it and see if it matched up for a reader. So I'm really happy with the feedback and the constructive feedback that came back with it. So I'm really looking forward to finishing my own read through. Hopefully within the next 2 days. It is my birthday this weekend, so I would like to not really work on Saturday. That's my actual birthday, and I'm planning on spending it with a friend the entire day. So I don't really want to be doing work on Saturday. So I'm hoping to have my read through done probably by Friday, take Saturday off, and then do the incorporations Sunday and Monday. And then maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is my last read through that I'll do before I send it to my editor, which we're cutting it close with this one. But honestly, this entire process has been cutting it close. So it is what it is. But I officially set my new release date today of December 16th. I just had to like lock that in with my editor before like I announced that. So that's locked in. So it'll be Monday, December 16th. So just literally less than 30 days later than originally anticipated. So honestly, I'm pretty proud of that we still pulled it together. Currently working on my blurb because I literally promised my cover designer I would have the blurb to her like a month and a half ago. But also like I haven't got like, I think we've both just kind of been like, you know, we can understand that this is not like urgent, because then like I had sent back some revisions on the cover and like I haven't seen those yet. So I think we both just kind of been like, you know, we haven't needed to rush this cover. So I'm getting that done so that way I can hopefully send that over to her today. And then I just hate writing the blurb so much. I hate writing blurbs. I'm not a concise person. So trying to make a concise blurb that like kind of, you know, draws you in, I'm just not good at that. I'm not good at that like hooky kind of thing. And I just don't like it. Actually, one thing that I was like kind of nervous about was if, and at least like, granted, this is just one person's feedback, but I was genuinely curious. There is a choice that I made in this book pretty deep in for a certain scene to happen between a few of the characters. And I was like, is it going to feel like earned? Is it going to feel right in that moment? Or is it going to feel like I'm just throwing it in for like shock value or for like, you know, chili pepper? Like I didn't want anything like that. I wanted it to feel like it genuinely needed to happen between these characters, and that it almost gave like some closure and things. And because I love that scene. I actually literally wrote this scene like 2 or 3 years ago when I like literally woke up from a nap and I wrote it in my notes app. Like I just literally poured out, and I'm like, okay, I want to keep this in. And I'm really happy that it at least landed with this first beta, because I was kind of worried. I was like, am I going to have sold it? And she really liked it. So I'm very happy about that. All right. Is this going to prop? Probably not. It's probably going to fall and I'm going to get annoyed with it. But it is, it's today Wednesday. Yeah, it is Wednesday, November 20th. And the day before my deadline. And I just finished my last, or like the last chapter that I had to add in. It was like a new chapter that I added in after my first round, and I just finished that. So we are locking in Take What You Want with a complete first draft before it goes into editing of 117,534 words. That makes it my longest book so far to date. But obviously we will see in editing what it gets pared down to. But I at least feel good with like where the story's at. It's more so it's just like I wish that I could like clean up my words a little bit before I have to hand it over. But honestly, it is what it is at this point. So Take What You Want is officially, I guess, done. Well, not done, but done for right now. That feels good. It's only 8 o'clock. It feels so much later. It's like snowing outside. I still need to go. I'm gonna go over to the gym. Oh shit. Do I have to? Oh my God. Wait, my Microsoft doesn't work because my debit card got stolen and my auto pay is set up on here. Oh my God. So now I have to figure out. Okay. Well, I need to figure out Microsoft Word so that way I can submit it. But anyways, Take What You Want is locked in. I'm going to go to the gym and then I'm going to go to bed because I'm exhausted. It has been the most mentally exhausting process with this fucking book, but I'm really, really happy with the story, so that's good. Okay, so am I gonna get copyrighted for having like the TV playing in the background? I hope not. Okay, I turned it off just in case because I didn't want to get copyrighted on this fucking video just because I literally was too lazy to get up. So anyways, it is okay. I cannot with propping my phone up. I feel like I start every clip being pissed at my phone for not propping, and you know what? It just is what it is. So it's Sunday still, so it's December 8th. So I spent the majority of my day today going through edits for Take What You Want. I don't know if I had said that oh my God, that I finally got them back. Only the first round. So today was also the day that I was supposed to have it uploaded to Amazon in order for it to release on time. I'm not announcing anything on Instagram until I know, I guess, what day I can hopefully have it released on. But I mean, I don't know. I'm still hoping, I guess, before Christmas. I don't want to release this after Christmas. I don't want to release this after it needs to go up in December. So I don't know, but I'm about halfway through on it today. So I pretty much just did that, and I did some cleaning because my apartment, I feel like, kind of tends to fall apart whenever I get really like under deadline. and I just like, I needed to clean today. So that felt really good, and it feels good having like a very clean space. But yeah, I'm calling it for the night. It's only 5:20, but I'm calling it, I'm like done with work for the day, because you like get to a point where you're like almost just like going through the motions with it, and like that's not good. So I'm done for the night. Instead, I have pizza on the way. I have someone coming over and bringing pizza, and probably just watching football, working out, and just hanging out tonight, which is kind of like a nice way to wind down the day after working all day, which is like Sunday, day of rest. Don't know her and will not know her, because then, fun thing, I got my 2025 planner. So I started filling this out just with like birthdays, trips, stuff like that for next year. And I was like, well, I should look back on emails that I had of a deadline for the spring book, the standalone book that I've like not really talked about much because I'm really holding like it close to the chest, but I've locked in with an editor for that book. And I was like, let me go back and look at our emails that I have back and forth with her from back over in June, like this summer. Her and I were emailing back and forth, and she was like waiting to nail down a couple of other clients, like returning clients dates before then she locked in mine, which I like totally understood and everything. And so I looked back thinking that we had like settled like April. So I was like, great, by the time that I start that book, that gives me like 4 months. March 11th. So I emailed her just to confirm. I was like, hey, because she was like, let me just like make sure that I'm still like ironing out these other dates. So I like emailed her just now being like, just checking in, like if it is March 11th, if you have to push me back a little bit, that's fine. Because holy shit, that's now almost 3 months away, right? Because December, so like to January 11th, February 11th, 3 months away. I haven't even started that book. Like, yeah, granted, I've been like brainstorming, kind of piecing together the outline, but actually writing that book have not started. Granted, I don't think it's going to be like as long as Take What You Want has been my longest book, but still, holy fuck. That means like I basically need to write it in like 2 months in order to give time for like beta and alpha. Oh my God. I literally could go down a spiral tonight between Take What You Want not getting uploaded on time. Like, because today was the day it's supposed to be uploaded. It's supposed to be uploaded today. And instead, today is the day that I could actually start editing it. Like, I could go down an actual spiral. So we will see. Yeah, instead, you know what? Tonight, I'm just gonna, you know, pretend that responsibilities don't exist for the rest of the night. I genuinely don't even know the last time that I updated for this vlog. And like, who knows? This might be my last check-in, because I might just get this video edited to just get it uploaded. So then as soon as the files are approved, or actually I have everything that I need to even upload to get the files approved, this video can just go up. It is currently Monday, December 16th. This was my release day and the book is not up. I'm so frustrated. And honestly, like, I would love nothing more than to just be able to be fully transparent with you guys. But at the same time, like, I'm just not trying to, like, things are not, like, I don't have everything that I need in order to get the files even uploaded to Amazon to be able to get the book live. And I have done everything in my control over the last month to ensure that this book was up on time. And I knew I feel like I've had a feeling that it was not going to be up on time. But then last week, obviously the deadline for like submitting the book to Amazon in order for it to be up today came and went without me having things back that I needed. So I fully knew as of last week that it was not going to be up on time. So it's not like today was like some big surprise to me. It's just more so frustrating because I've always hated having to rely on other people, and it just like sucks because I just wish that I could do like every single part of this process myself. So I just had like full control over everything to ensure that when I tell you guys a release date, that it's going to go up on that release date. I did everything that I could. And at this point now it's just a waiting game. So, I mean, it's like 5 o'clock. I honestly think I might just go ahead and submit the ebook and hope. I think ebooks can get up and like approved within 72 hours. Paperbacks like have to be like a full week, I think, right? So, I mean, paperbacks for sure. I mean, I don't have what I need to put the paperbacks up. So paperbacks cannot go up, but I think I'm at least going to try submitting the ebook, and hopefully I can at least get that up and up this week, because I just genuinely want this book out. Like, I already hated having to push back the release date once. I hate that then today it's not up when it's supposed to be, and like I just want this book out. We'll see. I'm gonna submit the ebook tonight and we'll see what happens. And I'm gonna make my like release day graphics tonight then, so at least like I have that ready to go whenever the book gets approved. And then I just also realized I never updated the Goodreads, so I need to email Megan, who's my contact person for Goodreads, to see if she could get that updated at some point. I'm not like as worried about that. I mean, at this point, I can't be worried about a lot. So, this book has just been like, and if this is the last check-in, then like I hate ending this vlog on kind of like an annoyed note, I guess. And like, I guess then just like reflecting back on this book, this was the most challenging book that I've ever written. I would say even more challenging than Take You Down, which was my first book. And like, I quit writing that book multiple times because I just like didn't even know if I was capable of it. But I would say that this book genuinely like challenged me the most. I mean, you guys have probably seen I haven't edited this video, but I'm sure you guys have seen over the course of this video. I wondered if I would ever finish it because I was just so like beaten down over the summer that I just genuinely didn't even know like if I should finish this book. So I'm genuinely like proud that I finished this book. I truly love Jane and Nikolai, and like it kind of kills me that like this is the process that I've had with this book, because from the beginning when I first had the idea of Whisper Me Nothings, Take What You Want was always the book that I was most looking forward to writing. Jane and Nikolai were the two characters that I was genuinely so excited to get to. And it kind of sucks that like their process was not my favorite, but I'm still proud of this book as a whole. I love these two characters. I hope that even one person reads it and enjoys it. And yeah, I guess if you stuck with me to the end of this vlog, thank you. If you pick up the book, thank you. You know, if you've read the other ones, thank you for even doing that too. I know that like, especially when we get to the third book in a series, even though it technically is a standalone, like it's not gonna like probably grab the attention as much as like standalones or even like the first books in a series. So if you read Jane and Nikolai, just thank you, and I hope that you enjoy them. And genuinely, like I specifically just love Jane, and I'm just like really sad to let her go on this note. And then I guess I just didn't get to appreciate my time with her almost, I think, as much as I wanted to, just because I was so in my head throughout this journey. But like genuinely, Jane is like, I loved her character. I loved talking with her. I loved having her in my head. I loved Nikolai too. Like Nikolai's great. I love the two of them together. The angst was something that I didn't expect in this book. And I just like, it was just so, I love so many moments between the two of them. And I'm glad that I don't have to say goodbye to them forever, because obviously I'll have Take Me Home, which is Reed's book, which by the time when you finish reading Take What You Want, you will know who his heroine is, who his lady is. I will not spoil that in this video, but you will know, and that'll give away the tropes that I've been holding very tightly for that book. So I am going to be working on a different book right now, a standalone romance that I haven't announced any details for, but I am starting that book. Honestly, I'm probably going to be working on the outline tonight and getting rolling on that, because that deadline is already rapidly approaching. So I'm going to be working on another book in the meantime, but then after that, I am planning on doing book 4, Take Me Home, Reed's book, the 4th and final book in the Whispering Nothing series, so that I will be releasing in 2025. I'd say probably like late summer timeline on that one. I obviously will not announce a release date or anything because I'm nowhere near close to that, but it'll be out next year. And then Walker and Scar will also have a novella. I don't really know if I've talked about that much. I think if you read Take What You Want, you will kind of see, I guess, the groundwork being laid for a novella for them. I've always wanted to go back and revisit them. They're my first couple, and I just feel like the writer that I am now is different than the writer that I am when I wrote that book, and I really want to like go back to them. And they just have more story to tell. And then within that novella will be like an extended epilogue for like the entire series. And again, I'm hoping that will then be out like next fall. If you're still with me at the end here, thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy Jane and Nikolai. They are no longer mine anymore. They are yours. and I hope that at least one person enjoys them. So anyways, that is it for today's video, and I will see you when I see ya.